since Israel re-entered Gaza with their ground forces and their air forces as well, they have pretty much laid waste to a huge amount of the infrastructure of the city, of buildings, and also something like, I don't know exactly the number it is now, but I think it's like upwards of 20,000 civilians. Mm-hmm. I think that the Israeli incursion into Gaza has been notable for a lot of people for its complete callous disregard of civilian life. Mm-hmm. And, you know, there's been these sort of very half-assed, like, these like clear leaks from the Biden administration where they're trying to paint themselves in a good light. Like, Biden's been urging restraint, but there's nothing he can do. His hands are tied. He's been urging restraint. You know, he's saying that these civilian casualties are out of control. You need to rethink your practice. And that was thrown into stark relief when IDF soldiers shot 3 hostages.
Right, 3 Israeli hostages.
Yeah, exactly, that were surrendering the other day to them. Yelling out in Hebrew, shirtless, white flags, literally nothing more they could have done. IDF troops said they felt threatened, shot 2 of them, and then chased the 3rd one down into a building and executed him.
Yeah.
Now, I think that brought to mind for a lot of people something that Israel has called the Hannibal Directive. This is a official, unofficial. But
I don't know what this is. Can you explain it to me?
Absolutely, I can. This was an order that was, I think, in the early 2000s, issued. And it's been modified in a few forms, and I think officially rescinded in something like 2016. Although I'm going to say a big wink with that officially rescinded.
Okay.
One of the tactics that Hezbollah and Hamas and other non-state actors, as they are often called in the region, do is they'll take Israeli IDF POWs or kidnapped soldiers, which also is a POW, and they'll use them to trade for their own POWs.
Sure.
This is a
hostage
exchange. Exactly. This is a classic. The tactic of armed groups throughout history, but like this has especially been throughout the Palestinian struggle, something that Palestinian groups have done.
I mean, many say that was the objective of October 7th.
Yeah, I mean that is if you are confused as to why a lot of hostages were taken, this is exactly why. You know, the Israelis, in order to combat this, had this directive that did not explicitly say that if you can't rescue a soldier, you should shoot him. But the implicit directive there was to, by any means necessary, prevent Israeli soldiers from falling into the hands of Hamas, or not Hamas, but any group that the IDF is fighting against. And I think a lot of people...
So prevent the taking of hostages by any means necessary.
By any means necessary. So
and that means like literally like...
shooting them.
Okay.
Now, I don't think what happened with shooting those 3 hostages...
That's a crazy-ass thing to say.
It is a fucking crazy-ass
thing
to do.
Can you imagine? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I would be like, I would start shooting
also, don't
back
name
at
it Hannibal.
Yeah, Hannibal Directive.
That's not good.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I think when these 3 hostages were shot, I think a lot of people kind of brought that up. I don't think that's what that was. Although I do think that general mentality, if not explicit order, still exists within the IDF.
I mean, it's one thing to get spooked and confused, but to chase someone down and shoot them, sort of like makes you maybe question what the fuck was going on there.
Yeah, absolutely. Right?